So Ron Barron, the billionaire investor in Tesla, just went on CNBC minutes ago and schooled the entire panel by dropping some massive bombshells. Let's watch the interview, and then I'm going to give my honest reaction to what just happened.
So Tesla is now at a similar stage where it was in 2014, 2015, when I was investing 16, and they were doing 40,000 cars a year. They're now doing 1.8 million, on their way to 20 million. And they've been growing 50% a year. And this year they'll probably be up, 25, 30%. Next year, about the same. But there's a new car coming.
25, 30% revenue?
No, units.
Or units, okay.
Units. And then they got this, the battery business, which is $6 billion a year, and that's going to be up triple over the next 3 years, and that's going to go up 30 times.
There's been a lot made over the UAW and the potential strike that is facing the big three automakers here. And what's been brought up is they have all of these EVs that they have to deal with. Their cost basis is quite a bit higher than Tesla's.
Way higher. So every time they sell an EV, they sell one fewer gasoline car. And the gasoline car they make money on, and the EVs they lose money on. The traditional OEMs are troubled right now, and I think ultimately, they're going to make metal, they're going to make the units, and ultimately they're going to buy software from Tesla. Tesla is going to be like Intel inside of a Microsoft computer. That's going to be Tesla. So Tesla is going to be everything that makes the car, all the inside is going to be Tesla. That's what's ultimately they're going to be licensed.
Are you buying any additional Tesla or SpaceX, or have you kind of maxed out where you feel comfortable with your fund, which is a diversified fund?
In the funds that I manage, I've been maxed out. We had, when the stock went up 20 times after we bought it, yeah. We sold for clients about a quarter of the shares. I didn't sell a share personally. I committed to the directors of our mutual funds. I only invest in mutual funds normally. I made an exception in this instance, and I said that I was the last in, I would last out, and I won't sell a single share for myself until we sell all of our client stock. And as far as buying more, I would buy more if I could, but I can't. And other guys at our firm are nibbling. They do things like, this is a great price. This is when they introduce this Model 2, they're going to have the cost half of what it is right now, half. And they're going to sell the car for, I don't know, maybe a third less than what it is right now, and there's credits. So this is Toyota almost bankrupted the whole automobile industry 20 years ago.
Ron, do you at the same time think that the big three have their work cut out for them? We're going to have UAW head on today, Sean Fain, and what the rank and file are asking for, given the uncertain future of whether Americans ever embrace non-Tesla EVs. I mean, would you think that the big three have their work cut out for them? Would you at least acknowledge that, do you think?
I haven't studied the big three relationships with the unions. I don't own them, although I really like Mary Barra, but I don't own them.
Would you like to compete against Tesla?
I would hate to compete against Tesla. So Warren Buffett initially would say, said 20 years ago, 15 years ago, he said that he wouldn't invest in Tesla, and now he says he would hate to compete against Tesla. So to go on to this, so the Model 2, this is coming within by 2025. When that comes, that's going to be exactly the same thing as what happened when Tesla introduced the Model S. So you're going to see this tremendous change going on there. And then, as I said before, the software, core competency, Model 2, half price, and then Dojo. So Dojo.
Oh, right.
Yes, I said, what is Dojo? Yeah. So Dojo is a training. And what that is, that they have this massive amount of data for all these cars that have been driving around for millions and millions of miles, and that keeps growing exponentially. No one has that. So they have this data, but to crunch the data, you need compute. And compute is what NVIDIA has. And NVIDIA has compute, a chip, which is for everyone to use. They have all these different, all these different, opportunities that this company has. What our company has is they're making their own compute, and they, in 18 months, are going to have more compute than anyone in the world, Tesla. And compute is stuff that's in your basement as opposed to the chip that's in your car. So what they're going to have is they will have so much massive capacity to provide services to cars and to be able to train this data, to train your car on this data.
Right.
So what's the competitive advantage is the data, and the training is going to be provided by this compute, and they're going to have more of it than anyone. Nobody can catch them. Last year, by the way, you read about the number of people that are seeking jobs, and they're saying that there's too many people seeking the jobs, or whatever they say it is, with too few people. And what Tesla has is last year, or this year, I think they have 3.5 million people seeking 30,000 jobs. Last year, they had 3 million people seeking 20,000 jobs. So there's 130,000 people. So
But Ron, let's jump to another stop.
Okay, thank you, Ron Barron, for this. Absolutely annihilated the panel. Let's talk about everything he just talked about, because he dropped some massive bombshells here. Number one, so the first thing he said was very interesting. Note. So he said, look, I invested in this company when they were making 40,000 vehicles. They're currently making 2 million vehicles. So we're currently at the point where I was when I invested in 40,000, because they're about to make 20 million cars. And this is that moment where you can invest when they only make 1/10 of that. So it's basically saying, hey, this is the second jump. The first jump happened from 40,000 to 2 million, from 2 million to 20 million. We're currently just before that happens, and it's not yet priced in. The other thing is, he actually mentioned that the battery business can be 30 times bigger than what it is right now. 100% agree. One of the most undervalued things about Tesla, and a whole new S-curve in its own. He mentioned the new Model 2, whatever it's going to be called. It's probably not going to be called Model 2. And he basically says, look, this car is going to revolutionize the world. It's going to cost half as much as the Model 3, and it's going to be sold at third less than the Model 3, which is going to make Tesla a whole lot of money. Now, he also mentioned, before he got interrupted, and I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he was about to say, hey, Toyota almost bankrupted the US auto industry, and Tesla is about to do the same. But as he was saying this, I don't know if somebody told the panel in the earpiece, don't let him say this, don't let him say this. All of a sudden, he got interrupted with a bullshit question about the UAV and how it's going to impact the big three. And basically, they didn't let him finish that sentence, but he was about to say, hey, Tesla's about to bankrupt the US auto industry, just like Toyota almost did. Now, surprisingly enough, Becky from the panel, she called it right. She said, hey, the cost for the big three, for the GM, the Fords, to make an EV is so much higher than a Tesla. How can they compete? I can't believe she actually was allowed to ask that question on CNBC. But essentially, Ron Barron actually went even deeper and said, yeah, that's true. But also don't forget the one thing that has in standard legacy automakers, you have a lot of cannibalization. So when he's right, whenever like a Ford or a GM, they sell an electric vehicle, which they're losing money on, there's one less sale of an internal combustion engine vehicle, which they're not selling. And that's their core business. So essentially, that's why he's saying nobody's going to catch Tesla, because these three companies, the big three, they're caught in this mousetrap where if they don't sell EVs, they can't catch up with Tesla. If they sell EVs, they're killing the only business that actually is profitable. So they're in a way digging their own grave. I know it sounds horrible, but it kind of is. Now, he also said, he said that they're troubled, but I think what it actually means is that they're fucked. And he also said they're eventually going to have to license software from Tesla, which is 100% true. Tesla is going to provide the infrastructure for the charging for the entire industry. That's already a done deal. They're also going to provide the software for the entire industry. And then people will wake up one day and realize, oh my God, Tesla isn't a car company. They're energy, software, infrastructure, robotics, AI company. Now, on the AI side, he actually did say that, hey, by the way, they also have Dojo, which is going to be a massive step in Tesla's dominance in AI, with Tesla's data coming from FSD, which is far greater than anybody else, the amounts of data they collect. And Dojo, good luck to you catching Tesla. I mean, nobody's catching Tesla, not in AI, not in full driving, anywhere. He actually said something very true. Warren Buffett does not want to compete with Tesla. Go check out how many shares of BYD Warren Buffett sold over the past 2 years. Over the past 2 years, Warren Buffett have been selling heavy BYD. He's been getting out of that investment. Some of it maybe because of China, but some of it because he knows he's not going to compete with Tesla. And people get all excited about BYD selling a lot of cars in China. First of all, half those are hybrids. And the other part is Tesla is not competing with these guys. Once Tesla launches the Model 2, let's have that talk then, and then we'll see what's up. Now, again, Ron Barron is a G. That thing was absolutely based. He annihilated the panel, dropped massive bombshells. Absolutely phenomenal. Every time he speaks, bellissimo. I'll see you in the next video. All the best.